Hello and welcome to Stocks Advisors channel. In today's episode, we will talk about two stocks. First one is VERU Incorporated, traded at Nasdaq, ticker name VERU. And the second one is actually Canaan Incorporated, also traded at Nasdaq, ticker name CAN. And first we start from VERU. The stock is very interesting in the sense that although there is not much technicality can be seen now, but you can see that the volatility levels are now enormous. And of course, we got a lot of questions like what's going on with this stock and how we can explain the situation, what next could be seen here. You can see that after leveling and actually really preparing for technical growth somewhere by, let's say, middle of November and sitting at the stabilization level of 325, around 325, we are now jumping high and we did reach almost 8. And of course, this huge level is there, and we see also enormous volatility. So two trading sessions ago, it was between 775 till 430 almost, and then from 750 till 475. So really huge, enormously huge numbers. And of course, that's the question: how can be justified, and can this be held further? What can we see actually here? Well, let's do a quick analysis and understand what's going on. Of course, before, let's say, before the free trading sessions ago, it was technically preparing, was plateauing around 325 and preparing for further growth, because also moving averages 20 and 50 were growing. By the way, here we have three moving averages as always at our daily charts. It's moving average 20, 50, and 200 being green, blue, and red lines correspondingly. So here you can see they were both growing and preparing to make a magic cross up, of course, and to grow further. But then what happened? It's a news came out, and this was technical plus news, but actually technical, though it was bullish, is not that important here, because news were very strong and they kicked the price high. And what is the news? Of course, for the company that works on for be a pharmaceutical company, of course, this is anything related to the pipeline, anything related to FDA, and that was the news 3 days ago. VERU announced that they're expanding the oncology drug pipeline, and actually they license phase 3 clinical stage targeted therapy for endocrine-resistant metastatic drugs. And of course, this is huge news, especially for a company that has a market capacity like about 444 millions, which is not that big for any pharmaceutical company or clinical stage company. Of course, this sent the price to the sky, skyrocketed. But now, how can we play here? What we need to understand? Of course, it's a mixture. First of all, let's talk about the news. Well, news is that it's starting it's booking actually phase 3 trials. And this means it shows, yes, there is a progress in the drug, but as we know, phase 3 will come up with the FDA conclusion, and FDA conclusion is always either a kiss or kill. And if it will be kiss, of course, the price can go even higher. So it means that the product will be capitalized, it will go to the market, or the company will be bought out by a huge pharma giant company. But if it will be a kill news, it will actually send the company to the penny stocks area, or at least this part of its work will be completely destroyed. So it's a huge question, and you cannot bet on it as a technical trader. If you ask our philosophy at our channel, this is not the news to place on. This is pure casino. Or if you are really a specialist in this certain drug and the therapy, etc., then of course you can make your expert-based conclusion. But if not, this is just a casino approach. So we do not do this at our channel. We do not do it. It's not technical situation. And this also explains these volatilities, because, okay, the price started to rise and did go very high, but then these huge shadows that we see actually every day, but also the latest 2 days, you see this upper shadow and down shadow. Why is it there? Because also traders and more professional traders, they understand this is pure speculation, market overreaction, and actually formation of backholders, because those who know, they just sell the news. You know, it's beginning of phase 3 trial. It's a lot of finances to be involved, because you need to create several groups, test groups of people, initiate. So it's a lot of spendings. It means that actually it will drain the current money flow from the company. And still you don't know what the news will outcome. So this news is not played out. It's not yet commercialized. So all those who entered at those highest levels, well, it still might be there will be another volatilities in these areas. So if you try to play volatility, okay, good luck with it. It could be, of course, still in this box, in this channel. But in general, be very careful, even if you play volatility, because it still shows some capacity for volatility games here. We will now discuss where it could be done, although not advised. You can still do it within this box, but keep in mind that for a longer term period, this is not the stock to sit in. So because the news did not play itself, news is just the news that requires a lot of spendings, and it might be also usually with this news, once the price jumps high, companies might, again, not given they will, but they might do, for example, offerings to gain some money for those activities. So be careful. And of course, if offering comes, it will just dilute your stock price, your money. So this could be lost as a temporarily loss. But of course, if you're a long-term player, you really believe in the company, in the product, you can enter any moment. Actually, it's not about this discussion anymore. So now, if you still think you are brave enough to play volatilities, let's look some general levels that were played here. And of course, these are, you can clearly see it's 425, 425, because this was top of 3 days ago and the bottom of 2 days ago. There is another one which is around 475, because this was actually the beginning of the body 2 days ago, and somewhere in the same area there was a minimum of 2 days ago. And with this having said, of course, there is also another level. You can think of some, let's say, some psychological, a lot of money trade in this. It's about, let's say, for 380. So these three levels, they were very pivoting levels last trading sessions. You cannot call them really support levels, but let's call them some volatility levels, V1, V2, and V3. And it's also interesting that this V3 level, if you continue it, there was also kind of historical confirmation of it as well. So it's a stronger one. And then again, if price starts volatiling downwards, which it should and it will with time, because as I said, this news requires more spendings, we can still volatile higher. But if it starts volatiling downwards, if you can pick it up between the channel V2, V3 as a price action, well, you might do a small entry just for recap. And again, there is real support level, is this one, S1, and if price pierces further down, crazy play, but you can also average down here and then sell whenever you have a very, let's say, some profit. It should be going crazy here. So you can enter here with one portion and average down with two. If any comes, meaning that you need to take 3 portions of your money you would like to play here, you buy with one, you then average down with 2, according to the analysis given here. And then you might write some volatility levels. Without this, well, yeah, if you are mid-long term, it's just wait, because you need to see the trends, how they will settle, where the downwards trend will stop, because now the back holders forming will be taking place. Also the risk, as I said, of offerings, of dilutions, because these kind of activities require a lot of money. Then we need to look to fundamentals, watch the cash flow, how much money the company has, etc., etc. We don't do it now because we just would like to look at technical situation and just to fulfill requirements of our subscribers to do the analysis for this one. But be careful, yeah. This is really a news-driven activity, and therefore there is no technicality yet. But if you still would like to play, okay, this is advised. So take your chance, but this is not about technical analysis. This is purely news. And as for any biopharmaceutical company, these news also has some aftermaths, which means they need a lot of money to push this news through, to work it out. So it means that they need to spend money, and spending money, it's risk. So the price might decline all the way. If you speak more longer term, actually it should go all the way below S1 with some time, and then we can start really about some technical playings. We will maybe come back to this stock later to see when it will return to S1 levels, how it's performing further. But for the moment, this is the game, this is the play, these are the rules you can do with Veru. So this is all for Veru. Now we go to another stock of us, it's Canaan Incorporated. And this one, in difference to Veru, is actually the technical stock for the moment, meaning like you can play technically here. Because what we see today, actually by closing of the latest trading session, it's almost forming magic cross up of 50 to 200, meaning that moving average 50, which is the blue line here, the same as in the previous chart we have here, three moving averages depicted, it's 20, 50 and 200, being green, blue and red lines correspondingly. So here we see that moving average 20 is actually hitting from the bottom moving average 200. And this creates kind of a magic cross up, although it's not a fast magic cross as it, for example, would be if moving average 20, the green line would hit the moving average 200 or 50 from the bottom. So it's more slower one and it can react slower, but it's a truly magic cross, so it should play as well. And if you think of those, we can see that the current price action is also sitting at the volatility point of previous levels, which is about 337. So this already could be a point where we will see the reversal here. So therefore, it would be already advised to buy in the let's say in this inside of this current downward shadow, so in the vicinity of V1 level, because then we might have another similar candle as this red one, but being white, and then it would mean beginning of higher move. So just to give you an example, it might be a candle something like here we saw by mid of July, and then we should see some returning move, or some situation like here, for example, just combination of candles I'm going to show you. So something like that could be observed. If this happens, it would be really a reversive moment, so you can sit then here until we at least go to next resist levels, which would be at 475. If not, the price start to decline, no problem. Here it's truly technical play. You can do support based average down approach here, and then if you look at support levels, they are clearly seen here. They're very, very well formed, very nicely justified support levels that you can just sit in and keep buying. And let's draw them first here. So these are three support levels, S1, S2 and S3. And again, if price starts piercing further, then you can start actually average down everything between S1, S2 would be very nice entry. And then if price spikes down, which is very rare, but always, as we discuss, all possibilities, anything below S3 would be also immediate buy. And here you can play with 1-2 approach, meaning that money would like to play here. You can split in 5. Then you do first buy with 1 portion, average down with 2, and again average down with 2 portions according to analysis provided here. And then it will be truly a technical play with some nice profits possible from 10 to 20% immediately, and even maybe more, but still we need to see. Also here, if you look at RSI-wise behavior, we were very overbought recently. Now it looks like it's willing to go lower. If this, it would return, go to S2, S1 channel. If it will volatile in the middle and then start returning high, then it will be indeed this formation of red-white as we just discussed at the beginning, and then immediate reverse towards R1. In both cases, still doesn't matter. It's a fast or long or mid-term play. So if you're a truly technical trader, this is very interesting classical example actually to play with. And also if you look MACD, histogram, it's now going down, meaning that it's actually quite low, so it should bottom at a certain moment. Even if it makes double wave, doesn't matter. This would mean we go to S1, S2 again, but it's creating very bullish momentum here with time, so its pressure is being built up. So this would be very nice classical play for Canaan. So now you know what to do with Canaan as well. So with this having said, this is all for current episode actually for Veru and Canaan. Good luck with those stocks. Can is truly technical. VERU is actually just volatility, as we just discussed. Also, as you can see here, we give advice either from immediate action or a little bit delayed from up to 5 weeks. So it means you also can look previous videos from our channel up to 5 weeks ago. Maybe the situation discussed there is just about to happen, so you can place your price alerts, make the play and make the profit if you like the analysis. Also, please don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you didn't do so already. Also press the bell button. This way you will not miss our new videos and new interesting discussions for US-based stocks.